Starting as an air traffic controller with Transport Canada, Kathy Fox held senior positions with NAV Canada and post-retirement was appointed as chair of the Transportation Safety Board, maintaining her interest in aviation safety. Her wide experience over 40 years includes international flying competitions and continuing as a flying instructor. Born in Montreal on December 24, 1951, Kathleen Carol Fox has wanted to fly for as long as she can remember. Perhaps she inherited the desire from her uncle, Norman Bruce, the father of gliding in Western Canada, who with his two brothers grew up on the prairies where they built and flew gliders. And Uncle Norman was the person who gave Kathy the gift of her first flying lesson at the Calgary Flying Club in 1967. But Kathy put plans to fly on hold while she completed high school and then earned a Bachelor of Science degree from McGill University. At McGill, she took up the sport of skydiving and over the next 10 years completed some 650 parachute jumps. And years later, in 1979 and 1980, Kathy led two Canadian parachute teams to international competitions in France and China. Following graduation, she began work with Transport Canada in 1974, serving at Sept-Îles as an air traffic controller, and then at control towers in Baie-Comeau, Saint-Hubert, and at Montreal. While at Sept-Îles, she finally found time to earn her private pilot license in 1978, and her career in aviation took on a new dimension. Continuing to fly while in Montreal, she earned her commercial and airline transport pilot licenses and qualified for multi-engine, instrument, and instructor ratings. In 1982, she and a few friends formed a company called Dynamare Aviation to offer flight training, aircraft charters, and maintenance. She earned a Class 1 instructor rating in 1988 and in 1989 qualified as a designated flight test examiner. In 1982, Kathy took a leave from air traffic control to work in a college program in Quebec for French language training for air traffic control trainees. Continuing her education, Kathy returned to McGill University, earning a master's degree in business administration in 1986. While studying, she wrote a monthly column for the Canadian Owners and Pilots Association, gave presentations at COPA conventions that emphasized safety in flying, and in 2006 she received the COPA President's Award for passion that spans all sectors of aviation. Returning to air traffic control in 1987, she was acting manager of the Saint-Hubert Tower. In 1989, she undertook IFR controller training at the Montreal Area Control Centre and was then transferred by Transport Canada to Ottawa to a managerial post. While there, she was hired by the Rockcliffe Flying Club in 1993 as a flight instructor and flight test examiner, and served a brief stint as chief flight instructor for the club. Following increased responsibilities with Transport Canada in 1996, Kathy transferred to NAV Canada and became Director, Safety and Quality in 1997. She had the responsibility of managing a program of corporate safety and providing training on the introduction of the program. In 1999, Kathy was appointed Director, Air Traffic Services, was promoted to Assistant Vice President, Air Traffic Services, and became Vice President Operations on April 1, 2003. In that capacity, Kathy was responsible for providing leadership and direction throughout NAV Canada's operations group. Her responsibility included operations at all 7 area control centers, 42 control towers, 60 flight service stations, and 7 flight information centers across Canada. Duties also included operational training of air traffic controllers and flight service specialists, as well as other work. In July 2007, Kathy Fox retired from NAV Canada and was appointed as a board member of the Transportation Safety Board of Canada, responsible for investigation of air, rail, marine, and pipeline accidents. Continuing her pursuit of education, in 2009 she received a Master of Science degree in Human Factors and System Safety from Lund University in Sweden. In August 2014, Kathy Fox was appointed to a 4-year term as chair of the Transportation Safety Board of Canada. She has flown over 5,000 hours as a pilot and instructor and served 3 times as a member of the Canadian Precision Flying Team, representing Canada at World Championships in 1996, 1999, and 2000. Her many awards include receiving the Transport Canada Aviation Safety Award in 1999, and in 2004, Kathy was inducted into the Quebec Air and Space Hall of Fame. Kathy Fox continues to keep her hand on the controls through flying instruction at the Rockcliffe Flying Club. She has traveled widely in all continents, where her experiences have included kayaking in Greenland, fishing in the Arctic, paragliding in Brazil, and visiting Antarctica. Kathleen Carroll Fox makes her home in Gatineau, Quebec, retains her passion for flying and flight safety, and was inducted as a member of Canada's Aviation Hall of Fame at ceremonies held in Ottawa on June 9, 2016.